Philip Rivers, 44 years young, is coming out of retirement. And as of now, we'll know if he won or lost the game. But just your raw thoughts on Philip Rivers coming back.
When I heard the news, my first thought was, this has got to be fake news. He's doing something that I don't know if it's ever been done. His last season in which he played, I think, was 2020. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we're pushing 2026. 44 today is not as old as it was 20, 30 years ago because the quarterbacks don't get hit as much. They're protected a lot better. So that's probably encouraging to him to come back. It's going to be interesting. He's playing a Seattle team that is, I think their defense may be ranked number one, surprisingly, but they're playing very well. Philip has never been a mobile guy. He's always been a timing, very accurate passer, good decisions. So it's going to be very interesting to see it. I'm sure not being hit in 5-6 years is going to be looming in the back of his mind.
Your memory's better than mine, Brett. He retired in 2021 after 17 seasons. So that'd be right around the 5-year mark, right? That he's coming back and giving it a go. The thing that, and just to address Philip as a quarterback, I mean, that was at a time, Philip played at a time when I'm from San Diego. I was a Charger fan. He could never really get it done. And when they made the Drew Brees trade and Drew Brees went and got the Saints a Super Bowl, he was always, in my mind, a really good quarterback, but not once the playoffs came through, Philip could never get it done. And is that something you saw in him, or was that something you saw more in those Charger teams? Because there were some pretty good Charger teams there.
Yeah, I think you got to look at it collectively. You can't place the blame or all the glory on the quarterback. Philip, I think, could easily be a Super Bowl quarterback. He wasn't, but he was the ultimate competitor. All you got to do, again, like I said with Troy, watch the NFL clips, and Philip was, in a polite way, one of the best trash talkers there is. He wouldn't curse, but he would tell you like it is. And he was a fierce, fierce competitor. I think his body of work speaks for itself. Yeah, he doesn't have a Super Bowl. Neither does Jim Kelly, who's one of the all-time greats. Dan Fouts, one of the all-time greats. Your San Diego guy. Dan Marino is another. And Philip Rivers, I put right up there in that category with him.
The last thing on the Philip Rivers saga is, we know what football can do if you get hit in the head. At 44, it's much different getting hit in the head than 24. Was that something that kind of came in your mind? Because, I mean, Philip, maybe he played after you, but he still took a good amount of blows as well.
Well, yeah, when I think about Philip coming back and starting after 5 or so years of not playing, I think about if I put myself in that same situation, knowing now we know that a lot more about concussions, maybe not to the extent that we need to, but we know that they're certainly not good, especially at an older age. So that would be certainly going into a game. You don't want to get hit, especially when you haven't been hit in 5 years, but you definitely don't want to get a concussion. There's never a good time to get a concussion. The older you are, certainly it is not a good thing.